coming up on the Crazy Jamaican Bwoy Podcast.
Of all the Airbnbs,
Yeah.
why you choose to stay there?
So 2 main reasons.
What do you have to say for that, the naysayers? Like for people that say things like, oh, you know, this white girl just a come and she infiltrate the country, and it's like, you know, they might want to put like the culture vulture tag on you. What
Yeah,
Pussy's so good, better than a gold chain. My pussy's so good, you want a tattoo with my name. My pussy's so good, you wait outside in the rain. My pussy's so good, you want me to take your surname. But if you get a good pussy girl, what you gonna do? So many men waiting, you have to go in the queue, because this pussy only get a 5-star reviews. When you finish, I know you're gonna say thank you.
All right, guys, welcome to the Crazy Jamaican Bwoy Podcast. This is your boy Anthony. We're back again. Took 2 weeks off, guys. Don't know, kill me. I beg you, don't kill me. There again. And I really do appreciate you guys every week for always tuning in. Make sure you guys have subscribed if you haven't as yet. And, you know, like the video and comment and share, because you don't know them something that really give me the little strength to make the podcast grow, right? If you're streaming on Spotify and if you're streaming on Apple, please leave a review. And also, I'm gonna need you to, like, you know, follow, support your boy. All right. So I'm sure you guys are not blind, and you guys see my very special guest. As she run the place right now, you know, people. You think I joke? No, that's pretty much it. As she run the place right now, you know, man. As she has said, social media as blaze. The one, the only.
Yeah.
Zoe, what's up?
Yeah. Travel with Zoe. Hey guys. Just here in Harbourview. Wait, is it a secret, the location of the podcast?
It's fine.
Yeah. We just went to watch a football game, and yeah.
Yeah, and guys, I have the first interview with Zoe I heard in Jamaica.
Yeah.
So your boy feel big. You see me? I feel good. Yeah.
I mean, I feel good too because it's my first interview in Jamaica, so.
Oh, yeah? Oh,
Well, of course. What do you mean? Oh, yeah.
No. I thought that maybe you probably done an interview with like from another like medium, like you're also
like,
podcast.
In Jamaica, because I've only been here like 6 days.
And I me get the exclusive. Now we are tell me say, Crazy Jamaican Bwoy gonna lead then, man. Jano, man. But thank you again so much though for, you know, giving me this interview. You know, guys, how it worked out is, you know, I was just skipping through my Explore page, you know, wanting to get some, you know, some inspiration. And then I saw a video of yours. I've seen multiple videos prior to that video. I'm just like, yo, I wonder if I hit her up, if she'd respond. You know what I mean? Because then I made me say, like, you know, enough people probably are trying to get at this girl for trying to do this and do that. So I'm saying, you know what? Let me just shoot my shot.
Yeah.
Let me shoot my shot. And then you see it worked out. You know, she said she was planning on coming to Harbourview, you know, anyway. So it was just like, okay, you know, I could just sort it out. But yeah, man, Zoe, thank you so much for coming. You don't know, you want just kind of like, you know, give her like a brief introduction to those who may not know who you are.
Yeah, so my name's Zoe. My handle on social media is Travel With Zoe. So for the last 4 years, 4 years ago, I left England, which is where I'm from. I had traveled a lot before that in like vacation time, but 4 years ago, I left England to basically travel full time. So that's when I really started vlogging on TikTok, was pretty much exactly 4 years ago, May 2022. I first came to Jamaica in 2013, but this is my 7th time here actually. But yeah, so for the last 4 years, I've been, posting content. I managed to monetize my platforms after like, I can't remember, maybe the first year or the first 6 months. I can't remember. So initially I was using my savings because I'd been saving for a long time to like travel. And yeah, initially I was using my savings, and now obviously my social media pays. Not that good, but it pays something. So now I can call myself a content creator by profession.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good. So now you're able to kind of like sustain yourself just through like your content.
Well, not just through that. I have to have like side hustles. So I trade stocks and shares actually. Which sometimes is a bad side hustle and sometimes a good one, depending on, because it's like gambling really. And then sometimes I do more things like, I mean, obviously you can get like brand deals or whatever, you know, so sometimes I get that, and sometimes I do like random side hustles, like I've taught English online, you know, English as a foreign language. I've like planned people's trips, made like itineraries for them for little money. I offer like video calls where I can like, you know, give you travel advice or something like that over a video call, and you can pay me, you know, stuff like that. So I just have like different side hustles.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So you're a hustler, man. You're a hustler.
You have to, because the thing is, most of my followers are from the Caribbean, because that's the part of the world that I'm most frequently in. Well, since the last 4 years, that's where I most frequently am. And like Caribbean followers, they don't pay on TikTok.
Yeah.
So
Listen to me. And that's what I think a lot of people don't understand.
Yeah.
Like Caribbean influencers, Caribbean like content creators, they don't really get paid much at all.
I mean, it depends where your audience is from. Like, once you can monetize your platform, obviously it depends where your audience is from.
That's
right?
true. That's what I'm saying though. But like for most Caribbean, like
if their audience is in the Caribbean,
most of their audience are gonna be in the Caribbean. And you don't get paid for that. Can you imagine you have a video that's like 1 million, like 1 million views, and then it's like you only get like sometimes even like $80.
Well, you might even get zero. If everybody who watched it was from the Caribbean, you'll get zero. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's
but Facebook actually doesn't discriminate so badly. It does discriminate because my Facebook is monetized too, and Facebook, it does discriminate. So like an American viewer viewing your thing is worth like 10 times more or something than a Caribbean one, but the Caribbean one does still pay. Whereas on TikTok, that Caribbean view does not pay, period. So at least on Facebook, I actually make more on Facebook than I do on TikTok, because they do actually still pay for Caribbean views on my content, you know?
Yeah, that's
but still, the main point is
bro.
like, if I was in England making content and it was appealing to British people, then
making a lot of money, like a shit ton. That is sad, bro. That's really sad.
Or even if I just went back and worked, it's just a funny thing, because a lot of people in my comments, they're like, oh, you know, she's here like getting so rich off of us and exploiting us to get rich and this and that. And it's like, if I just worked in my old job from 4 years ago, I'd be making probably like 4 times this much, literally. So it's like, if I wanted to make money, this is simply not what I'd be doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting though. Yeah. So this is really just like a passion for you. Like you're really passionate about this.
I mean, I would say when you turn your passion into your job, it's like not so much fun anymore. Like initially it was like a passion for sure. And then when it became like my job, obviously anything that becomes your job, I think becomes less fun. True. So now it's kind of like I feel this pressure to every day from when I wake up to like film so many things, and it's just always on my mind. Like it's never not on my mind. And like if I ever have like a plate of food in front of me, my automatic reaction is to like take out my phone, you know, and it feels weird to like not film my food. And so I don't know, but it obviously is my choice to still be doing this. Like I could just say, well, I'm going to move back to the UK and get a job, and move elsewhere and get a normal job or whatever. So obviously, clearly the fact that I'm still doing it would suggest that obviously there's things I like about it. Otherwise I wouldn't be doing it, right? Like obviously goes without saying, obviously I like the freedom to be able to say, okay, well this month I'm going to be in Jamaica, because I can create content from anywhere, right? So I like the fact that like I don't really have to conform to like, I've always been a bit like anti like societal corporate norms. Yeah, I've always been like a little rebel. So I always hated like the thought of having to like have a job where you need to like, you know, put this frizzy hair to make it nice and smooth, and like to wear like heels that I can't even walk in. And I never wanted to like do anything involving any of that. I've just always been very like anti societal norms, you know? So I feel like I love the fact that like, you know, most people, if they were to, I don't know, get like a crazy tattoo or do a crazy scandal, it could cause them to like lose their job, right? Whereas like for me, well, I am my job, as in like me, my brand is me, like so I can dictate like
whatever.
Yeah, I still could, I could get cancelled still. Obviously I could make decisions that would be bad for my brand, but at the same time it is literally my choice, and like I can't really lose my job, like because I'm just really stubborn and I'm really like spontaneous, and I just like to be able to dictate my own life, you know? So yeah, I like that about it.
All right, guys, I think we need a shot. All right, so here you go.
Thanks.
All right, so I got this from my trip to Peru.
I would like to announce that I actually like I don't really do shots. So when people give me shots in like a club or something, when they're not looking, I pour it into my drink. Yeah. Or I tell them like, oh, I need it with ice. Like I put it with ice. I like in my whole life, I've never really like properly like done shots like that.
Okay, well, I don't think this is strong though. It's not strong.
I'm just telling you.
Okay. All right, there you go.
Can I smell it? Actually, don't worry.
Oh, you want
Just pour it out. smell like kind of like nail varnish.
Nail polish?
Yeah.
All right, so cheers. Let's go.
There's no way you just drank all of that. Can I mix it with my pineapple juice and just sip?
All right, sure, Zoe. Let's do that.
True Juice, you should sponsor us.
Yes, True Juice. I appreciate that. Big up on yourself. I'm your boy.
Like, honestly, I'm just happy that they have a juice that has no added sugar, because I don't drink juices with added sugar, and this one has no added sugar, so big up True Juice.
All right.
Right, so... Oh, sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. No problem. It's fine.
Okay.
So, all right. So she didn't take the shot. I took the shot. No problem. But so Zoe, the number one question I'm sure a lot of Jamaicans have for you, right?
Jamaicans are so funny, by the way. I think this country gets the award for the funniest country.
So a lot of them are like, why, like, of all the Airbnbs,
Yeah.
why you choose to book? Why you choose to stay there?
So 2 main reasons. Firstly, I spent a lot of time in Downtown Kingston before, and I'm like low-key obsessed with it. Like, I'm like really obsessed with markets. Like, generally, like, I just love a market, and I'm really fascinated by like how like in markets, not just here but like in the world, you just get to see like, I feel like you get to learn so much culture from a market, and I love how like the culture like shines through in the market, like from the way that the people are like how they're trying to sell their products to what is selling there to what else is going on there, like
nice girl, red skin
like
girl,
people braiding
some
hair
other
in the
style.
corner. Like, I don't know, I just feel like I learned so much about our country from like being in a market, and I feel like out of all the markets that I've been to in the world, the whole I know it's not officially all a market, but you get what I'm saying, like Bedford Street, that whole situation, Coronation Market, like, is definitely one of my favorite. It's like one of the most vibrant like markets or market streets or that kind of district that I've ever experienced like in the whole world. So I'm just really obsessed with it, to be honest. I think you can find the coolest clothes on Bedford Street. There's these little ital shops like hidden in the market. There's like, you know, these community projects going on with the murals, and I don't know, I'm just obsessed with it. So I wanted to on this trip like stay where I could walk to Downtown Kingston, because the main, like my longest trip that I ever had here, I was staying for 3 months in Halfway Tree. So I used to get the town bus, like the coaster bus from Halfway Tree, like all the time to come and spend time in Downtown Kingston, which we'll go into in a minute because there's a story behind that. But and so this time I was like, well, to avoid having to stay the town bus every day, why don't I just stay in Downtown Kingston? So the first thing, and obviously, okay, so that was one factor, was the location, that I wanted to be able to walk to like Coronation Market basically. And I knew that on this trip, like I wanted to do a lot of content because I'm quite passionate about like community and stuff, and I always like to try and highlight like positive things, and you know, so I knew that there probably would be a lot of those types of projects, for example, Life Yard in Southside and stuff like that. Like I wanted to be near all of that. So yeah, it was the location, but it was also that obviously, like I said, my social media doesn't pay that well, and I need to get accommodation all year round because I left the UK 4 years ago. Like I am moving around, I live a nomadic lifestyle, so it's like, this isn't a vacation. This isn't me taking 1 month off out of 6 months when I'm working. Like this is like, I earn like 400 US a month from Facebook and 100 US a month from TikTok. So that's 500 US a month, like base salary, if you want to call it that. Obviously, I do more things. I trade stocks and shares. I might get a brand deal or whatever, but like that varies month by month. I simply cannot like pay 100 US a night for accommodation when I have to do it all year round. Like that is simply not feasible. You know, obviously I have savings, which I'm trying not to touch or whatever, but like my monthly income has to match my monthly spending. Do you know what I mean?
True.
So it's simply not feasible for me to, you know, get something really expensive. So this one was in pounds. It was £272 for a month, which the next one up from that in terms of price, because I filtered it by price on the Airbnb app. And the next one up from that was, I think, like, it could be like 400 or something, which is like a big jump. Like if the next one up had been 300 from 272, well then if it looked better and it was also where I wanted to be, then of course I would have got it. Do you know what I mean? Like I was still compromised, but to go from 272 all the way up to like 400, it's not making sense for me. Like that's a big chunk of money, like, you know. So and also like I've slept in so many places. Like for those who have been following me for a long time, like it's years that I've been sleeping in places that a lot of people wouldn't sleep in, and I'm not really inside that much. I'm trying to be outside. So for me, what I really need is like a bed with a cover, a fan, a light, a power socket, and running water. The water doesn't have to be hot. I don't even like AC. I don't want AC. I literally hate AC. It makes me freezing. Like, I don't know why people in the Caribbean are so obsessed with feeling like they're in the North Pole when they're going to sleep. And yeah, that's all I need. And on the listing, it stated that it had all those things. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care if from the outside the building looks like it's falling down. Like, I don't care if the bed is made from pallets. It's wood the same way. Like, you may as well recycle the wood. You get me? Like, I don't care about any of that stuff.
I'm not gonna front, you know. The first video I saw of you, it was like you came to Jamaica and you hop on a 98 bus.
Yeah, big up the 98 bus.
Big up the 98 bus. But I was so shocked because I've never seen anybody just hop off the plane onto the 98 bus like that and then just go on about them business. Like, hey, you're strong, you know?
Yeah, but to be fair, like, okay, globally, it's not uncommon to hop off a plane onto public transport. So like in London, for example, there are trains that are packed with people with suitcases and whatever coming from like Gatwick Airport, Heathrow Airport. You know, it's like globally, that's not an uncommon phenomenon.
You're right.
So
you know,
it's more like cultural, I guess, that here.
It's a cultural thing. I definitely agree with you on that, because even in Jamaica, right, for example, like everyone wants a car.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody believes that, you know, once you're in corporate, you know, you need to have a car, you need to be driving around and do all of this stuff. But it's just like when you go to New York or when you go to like Japan or when you go to other countries and stuff like that, you know, you have these people that are making like 6 figures, like 7 figures.
Taking the train
and they're taking the train, they're taking the bus. You know what I mean? So I do understand that aspect.
Yeah.
But it was just so like funny, just like seeing it. Like,
I mean,
you know?
yeah, obviously I purposefully, like, I traveled on this trip carry on only. So I did that on purpose because I knew then it'll be easy. I can get a bus because I understand if you have loads of luggage, I understand you can't really take the 98 bus, you know? So obviously that made it easier for me. And also I landed in the morning, meaning it wasn't like dark. That also made it easier for me. Like when I travel, I'll always, if it's making sense, I'll always take public transport, like if I can, because the price difference is insane. Like to go from less than £1 to like £30, let's say, for like a taxi, this is like a 3,000% increase. So you get what I'm saying? It's 30 times more, right? Like again, if something's just twice as much, going from £1 to £2, no problem. But to go from £1 to £30, like what? There has to be an extremely good reason for that to happen. Do you know what I mean? Because
I feel like you may have your mindset, but I save enough money.
I'm very good at saving money, I'm not gonna lie.
May I save a whole heap of money, cause you know for cut corners.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. But like what you mentioned earlier though, like you said that the Airbnb, the from that viral video, you're no longer staying there.
Right, so this is breaking news. What day is it today? Sunday. Right, so today, Sunday, I moved, guys. I haven't posted about this yet, but maybe by the time this comes out, I might have posted about it. But so today I moved. Not really trying to go too much into it because I really am a person who I don't mind some fun little drama, maybe about, oh, you find out which boy I was dating or this or that. I don't want like fun little drama, but like actual drama where like people's feelings are actually getting hurt and, you know, real negative energy is really coming around. Like I try to like avoid that. And I think if I speak about this situation, it will be quite negative. So yeah, basically me and the host, like we actually really didn't see eye to eye actually from the beginning. But like throughout my content with everything, I try to kind of ignore the negatives. Like for example, when I nearly got robbed the other day, I didn't mention it in my vlog. Like I try not to, like I like to like uplift like people and places rather than complain, you know? So I just don't really like mention negative things in my content like very much on purpose. So from the beginning about the Airbnb, I tried to just show obviously like my room and stuff so people could get an impression of where I was staying. But like I tried not to show like the bad things and not mention the bad things. Like I showed the nice food or, you know, I tried to show the nice things. But like from the beginning, I think like me and the host, maybe we just clashed a bit, or I think maybe we didn't really understand each other. And I think maybe our energies didn't really match. And it was a bit of a difficult relationship, like from the beginning, to be honest, which I just never mentioned in my vlogs. And yeah, today it kind of ended up like exploding. But I don't want to like go into all the reasons I put like blame or whatever, and who knows where the blame should, obviously I don't think it should lie with me, but obviously he would have a different opinion. So I don't think there's like a really a need to get into it too much. But luckily, I have like some really the same people actually from the ITOL shop that's featured in the first video where I left my bag, which people thought was crazy that I left my bag with someone that I've known and trusted for like 5 years. But anyway, the same people from the ITOL shop, they actually recommended me someone who had like spare room that I could, give some money and stay at. And from when they recommend something, like I will trust it 100%. So so I moved there to like their friend's house effectively. Which is still in downtown, which was like my one requirement. So obviously I've lost money because I don't think I'm going to bother to like make a dispute with Airbnb. So he can just keep his money. And I've had to obviously pay more money now for this room. So I have obviously lost money, but that's how I go. Like, that's just life.
That's how it go. That's how it go. Wow, like, yeah, I'm really sorry to hear though that you had that experience though.
No, but really that's just okay. Like, I don't know. I'm so happy to be here. I think it's going so well. Like, those things are like minor,
That's true. Yeah. Boy, I'm not gonna lie, you though. Like, you're the easy still doing it. You're the easy. And I think the reaction to it is because a lot of Jamaicans just, like, they've never even experienced that. Like, I know a lot of Jamaicans who would never step foot in Coronation Market. They would never, like, go downtown and even just walk downtown. So you as a foreigner, like, you don't really know the place.
I mean, I do because I used to come here. Do you know what I mean? Like, I actually do.
I get that, I get that completely. But I think because, like, there's this kind of image that this perception that Jamaicans have of tourists. Like, you're white and they look at you as like, okay, this girl is essentially a tourist.
Yeah.
So they're like, you're just frolicking around downtown and,
I think sometimes, I understand why you would feel that way, especially if you've never seen my content before. So you could have thought this is my first time here. Which, how could you even think that? Sorry, when I'm like, the match is late. Like, how could you think it's my first time? Otherwise, no. But like, it's like, if they think it's my first time, I understand. They think, oh, she don't know where she is. Like, yes, I do. Like, probably know a lot more than some people that are watching this podcast.
There you go.
I'm 33 and I've been a solo traveler since 2013 when I was 20. Like, I sort of know what I'm doing. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, I can make mistakes. Obviously, I don't know everything. Obviously, there are many people that know way more about Downtown Kingston than me, but I also know more about it than some people do.
People, for sure.
And like, basically how I really got to know it was that, which might make this whole situation make a bit more sense, is that, so in 2016, I basically spent a whole year traveling, which was the other one period in my life when I'd done like a long travel. And that was like after university. I worked for a year after I graduated. And then with that money, I traveled for a year. And obviously the money ran out and I went back to England. And so the second place I went, I was doing like 3 months to not have to buy too many flights, right? So I did 3 months in Trinidad and I volunteered on a farm in exchange for accommodation. There's these programs like where you can like volunteer in exchange for accommodation when you travel. And so I came to Jamaica next after Trinidad in like March 2016, which was my second time in Jamaica. And I volunteered at this hostel, which no longer exists, but it's in Halfway Tree. It was called Reggae Hostel, and they would accept, you could stay in a dorm, so you just get like one bed in a shared dorm with like strangers, and you had to work at like the reception or the little bar they had in the back, like part-time volunteer work, and you got to stay in this dorm for free. And I think you got like free dinner or free breakfast or something. And so I did that. So effectively for 3 months, I lived in Halfway Tree in this hostel. And I made friends with one of the like cleaning ladies, and she was from Trenchtown. And I told her like, oh, like I want to come visit at your house or whatever. And she was like, yeah, sure. So I went, can't remember exactly how it happened, but she ended up linking me with her, I think it was her nephew, because he was around my age. And she was like, oh yeah, he can probably like introduce you to some people or like whatever, So she introduced me to her nephew, who was also obviously from Trenchtown. And he was like an up and coming like DJ. And he also sold slippers on Beckford Street from a tarpaulin. So, or different streets, depending where it's police and whatever. But, so I used to go with him then, and then I made more friends in Trenchtown. They used to have this party in Trenchtown called Flavor Tuesdays. I used to be at Flavor Tuesdays every Tuesday for that period of 3 months. And so that's how I met like more friends in Trenchtown, and I used to hang out there all the time. And I ended up actually staying at the cleaning lady's house for a week for my last week of that trip. But anyway, because he sold slippers on Beckford Street, I would sometimes go and check him. Like if I just had nothing to do after my shift at the hostel or something, I would just like go, because like I said, I just love Downtown Kingston. So I would just go and like check him. And then and by the way, this was not no romantic thing ever. Like it was genuinely just like a friends thing. So I'd go and check him, and then he'd be like, oh, I'm going to buy a drink, like watch my slippers for 5 minutes. Then I would like sell slippers. I'm not even joking. I would literally sell slippers. Like when someone would come about, oh yeah, what size are you looking for? And I would like put it on their feet and stuff.
What were you at, Elvis?
No, I'm very serious because he was like, yeah, you have to do this. Like, he's like, yeah, when they come, you have to say like size, yeah, look. And so yeah, when they came, like,
tell me how you do it. Tell me how you do it. So me come at your stall. No, I want to see how you do it. So I come at your stall now. I'm going to say you have some slippers. Oh yeah, that sell me them.
no, I just be like, oh, what size? I would not say it in patois. I just be like, oh, what size are you looking for?
What size you looking for?
Yeah, I'm not saying like size, yeah,
like-
look, mommy. Like, no, I'm not doing that.
Wait, say that again. Say that again. Mommy, say that again for me.
No, you only get it when it comes out naturally. So anyway, and then I'd be like, oh yeah, I'd be like looking on the tarpaulin, like, oh yeah, we have the blue ones, like, do you want to try it on? And then they'd hold out their foot and I'd put it on their foot, you know how it is.
Hey.
And then I'd be like, oh yeah, it's 100, because his slippers was only, some of them was 100. I remember he used to be like, he used to be like, house and yard slippers, bills and 150. And then he used to be like, them slippers then a daddy, them slippers then a boss up. So yeah, some of them were $100 and some of them were $150. I literally remember. So yeah, I'll take the money, keep the money for him, whatever, and then, or even like when he was there, if like, you know, a lot of people would come, we'd both, you know, he'd be like, yeah, find me a size 8 in this one, you know, I'd like look for the size, whatever. And it was just like fun because then obviously I met the vendor opposite, I met the vendor next to him. So before you know it, I know like all these men selling on Bedford Street. So even if he wasn't there and I would come one day, I could go chill with them, you know, like so that they would be selling shorts, they'd be doing whatever. And then like, I'd stay there till it would get dark. He'd be like packing up his stuff and then we'd like, you know, might take a drink from the little drinks carts or whatever. And then, you know, he would just put me on the bus or whatever it was to go back. Or sometimes I would just go to Trenchtown afterwards and like play dominoes, like on the corner or like whatever. So obviously because I was there so much, like when he was selling slippers, that's really how I know town like that. Because then if I would tell him I'm hungry, it was him who told me about that ITIL shop. He didn't know exactly where it was, but he knew it existed. So he kind of sent me, oh yeah, go down Matches Lane. Or he came with me maybe the first time or whatever. And then, so I really know town because of that whole situation. Because for a whole 3-month period, that was like my favorite way to hang out, which I know is like really weird. Like who would choose to like go and sell slippers for like fun? But
hey, no judgments here, you know. But like for sure, you know, man. Like you see more like, you know, it seemed like you more forget your Jamaican passport than some of the other people. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, because like I say, like coming from like I used to go to like an all boys school, you know, St. George's College. And you know there are a lot of privileged people there, and then you know I go UE, you know, obviously, you know, I'm around like, you know, a lot of privileged, very like, okay, what's the word I'm looking for that doesn't come across very offensive? Anyways, so they're very privileged, them not really understand like, you know, the real Jamaica, them just in a one bubble, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like, you know, you're more Jamaican than enough of them because you know town, yet you go yasso, you go in a Coronation Market. Enough Jamaicans, they even know what Coronation Market look like. So when them see you know a white girl from the UK, just roam the road like how you run the place, it just take everybody by shock.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because them themselves nah do that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be honest with you, me myself nah do some of the things that I see you do.
Yeah.
Because like when I see you going to the Airbnb, I just make yourself at home. The first thing me that tens up, me that dip on guard. Because I'd be like, yo, what go pop off your son? A gunman, I got just busting and them something there and thing. Because
but busting for what? It's a Rastaman Airbnb. Like,
no, but
that's not how those community, like,
I get what you're saying, Sina, but you see it's downtown, you know, sometimes anything can pop off sometimes.
well,
like,
actually, I'll have you know that at the moment in Rose Garden, there's these 2 police cars that are parked up every day. One on that corner, one on that corner there. And they're literally standing there watching. And I've been told that, like, while they're there, no one's going to really do anything because the police will kill them. So, you know, and they come every night without fail. They just stand by their car for like hours and hours. I can see them out the window from the Airbnb. And I think, well, it was a possible corn, but possibly not. Just one time at 5 a.m, there was like these 3 noises, but I was like half asleep. But apart from that, I didn't hear any gunshots the entire time. So like, I really would. And anyways, like, even if I would hear gunshots, I wouldn't be scared because they wouldn't be inside the Airbnb. Like,
hey, we can send you go hard. Yeah, you're coming like you're one of the strongest soldiers in Jamaica. I swear. I rate you. I'm not gonna lie, I rate you. But yeah, so like, tell me what actually like brought you here though. Into
Yeah, so the
Jamaica?
first time I came to Jamaica was not that time. So the time I told you about when I was selling the slippers, that was my second time, right? So my first time was in 2013 when I was 20. So when I came the slippers time, I was like 23. So when I came when I was 20, this was my first ever solo trip in life, in the world. And I feel like for context, this is going to be a long one. So basically, to try and cut a long story short, I grew up in a really like white area with like no diversity, also quite privileged. I went to a private school where there was also like basically no diversity, and I really hated it because I was like a loser in school, because to fit in and be like cool and accepted in my school, you had to basically have like the European standards of beauty, meaning you had to have sort of like, you know, ideally sort of like straight, not this, like sort of ideally like straight, nice, silky hair. You had to be like really slim. Like that was like the sort of fashion, was to be really skinny. And I was always kind of like, I have like elephant legs, and I always had that even when I was young. Like my shape was like the same, but like a child, you get what I mean? And like it was also, sports are really important in British private schools, and I'm so bad at sports, which also makes you really uncool like in school, you know. So as well as not looking like, they literally thought I was fat because I had these like elephant legs, and I was never like really, really skinny, and I had this like frizzy hair, big teeth, like I just didn't fit like their beauty standards or whatever. And so I was basically like kind of excluded at school. Well, I had like two other friends that were the two other like losers, and the boys never fancied us. Everyone else was kissing boys, and the boys didn't want to kiss us. And, you know, so I always felt like a bit of resentment towards like that type of environment. And I thought like, oh, they're just really narrow-minded, because how could it matter to you so much that like my hair is frizzy? Like, so that kind of made me feel like there must be other circles or other environments where maybe people are not so narrow-minded. And obviously I wanted to seek that out. So when I was like 12, I went to a professional basketball game. They have like a basketball league in the UK, and I ended up getting into watching basketball. I enjoyed watching the sport, and the crowd that watches basketball is typically quite diverse, because it's like a sport where I don't know why, but like, you know, it
draws many people,
right? And so I ended up meeting some people through watching basketball, because I speak to like the fans and stuff who had like Caribbean descent, because obviously in England there's a lot of people with like Caribbean descent. So then one thing led to another, and then where I grew up is like an hour train ride away from London. So once I was like a teenager, I could like take the train into London, you know, for certain events or whatever. So I started to like go watch basketball in London, like meet more people, whatever. And so to cut a long story short, I ended up meeting people that go to Carnival in London. They have obviously the big carnival, Notting Hill Carnival.
Yeah, I've heard
right.
of it.
And so I went to Carnival for the first time when I was 16. And at that time, I didn't know what is dance hall, who is Vibes Cartel, because why would I? Like, I'm from like a white area where nobody talks about that stuff. So I went there now, and I was just like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Because remember, I was in like a school where they wouldn't look at you a nice way if you're not this or that or whatever. But I then was at this carnival where like old ladies were holding hands with babies jumping up and down, and you know what I mean? It was like the opposite of like what I was accustomed to like in my school and everything. So I was just like, I don't know what the hell is going on, but whatever it is, I need to like get involved in this. So, and I also thought the music just sounded like a vibe. So went back to the computer, you know, big computer on my mum's desk or whatever, and typed in like carnival music, like on the internet, because how else am I going to find it? Like, so yeah, ended up like listening to dancehall, even though that's not carnival music, soca is carnival, but whatever. Somehow it led me to dancehall, like on the internet. So I started like listening to dancehall, and then I got my first like CD from these men that like make the, you know, when they not like
burn the
right.
CDs illegally.
So that, yeah, I went to this market in like East London, East Street Market, and got 2 CDs. One was Egyptian, an album, and one was Vibes Cartel album. So I started listening to them, and I also started just like, you know, going on YouTube or whatever, like downloading music. So then I got into dancehall, and then obviously that made me really want to go to Jamaica. And by the time I was like 17, I had a fake ID, and I was going to like dancehall like parties and stuff like that in like London or whatever.
Okay.
And so, you know, I used to be in there like the only white girl in these like clubs in South London, knowing like all the words, and everyone would come up to be like, oh, how do you know like all of that? And I'm like, oh, I just like dancehall, you know. So
I will say though, like when I go on your Instagram, I see that you're very you keep up with the current stuff as well. You know, the dancehall artists.
yeah, but because think about it, like I'm 33. Since I was 16, I've been into dancehall. So how could I not? Like,
no, listen to me now. May I tell you, you have a lot of people even your age, they're not current with a lot of the you know, they're not up to date with the current music.
So anyways, I
trends.
wanted to obviously go to Jamaica because obviously if I'm in these clubs with all these Jamaican people every weekend, obviously I wanted to, well, not every weekend, but you get me, I wanted to go, to Jamaica. So I managed to save some money because I did my first ever like summer job on a break from university. And yeah, I saved like £1,000 and I used most of that to buy a ticket to Jamaica with no plan of where I was going to stay. Didn't even tell anyone I was doing it. I just did it and told people after. And then I Googled like, how can I stay with a local person in Jamaica? And then I found this platform called Couchsurfing, which I now know is like a common platform where you stay with local people around the world. So I couchsurfed with this lady up Fern Gully in some little community up Fern Gully. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Golden Grove was the name of the community.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I slept on her couch for like, I think it was 2 weeks that I was there. And we went to the river. I made friends with like one of her friends, this girl Jodie, who worked in like a really small bar, like, countryside, like little rum shop bar kind of vibe. And I used to help Jodie sell the rum behind the bar. We used to choose the songs and it was like super fun. And her friends came down from Kingston one weekend. These boys, they had a car. They took us to the river with all the Ray and nephew in the back, playing the music from their loud car. They took us to the strip club.
Wow.
Yeah, Shades in Ochi.
Shades, I know Shades.
And that trip also in 2013 is what turned me vegan because I ended up, so I was already vegetarian, right? And I heard, Rasta's a vegan, so naturally I can eat like at the ITIL shop. So one day I went into Ochi because you could take like a route taxi from this couch surfing host. You could like, she didn't care. We could do what we want like independently from her, So one day I went into Ochi, I was just like by myself. And I just walked around and looked for like a Rasta and I was like, oh, excuse me, please can you take me to the nearest ITIL shop? So I have a photo with him, actually. I took a photo with him after and it's like just one of my like favorite photos because I feel like that sparked like everything. Do you get me? So he walked with me and he took me to this ITIL shop in Ochi. I can't remember the name, but it's like upstairs. It still exists. The name has disappeared from my head, but I know the name really. I just have to tell you after. But he's always this ITIL shop and I ate the food and got this juice that was like so strong of ginger. Like back then I couldn't take like all the ginger and whatever. And yeah, we end up talking, me and this Rasta end up talking for a long time and he was really telling me about the ITIL and everything and about like conscious music and all these things. And so I ended up just feeling really like comfortable in like ITIL shops and really appreciating like the natural food and everything. That was so different from what I was eating in England. And yeah, so after that trip I was like, I want to eat ITIL. And it took me a while because I love cheese, but after a while because of that trip, literally stopped eating meat. I stopped even cooking with salt. Even now I still don't cook with salt because of that trip, because the Rastas on that trip. And it's like every time I went to an ITIL shop on that trip, I felt so like peaceful and I would always end up like talking to these old Rastas and I just felt like so safe in these ITIL shops and it's like just like a special space for me, like ITIL shops, I don't know. So that trip like really changed everything and that's why I then came back in 2016 and was selling the slippers and then
wow.
Yeah,
well, so I'm not gonna lie still, man. Like, I do admire you. I really do admire you because you know what? You're doing it on your own terms. You're doing this whole trip on your own terms and, you're giving us a different kind of experience, a different, like something that a lot of people are not used to.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of Jamaicans, have we have a champagne mindset.
It's not just Jamaicans. I think it's people.
I mean, but I think
don't know.
we especially do. We have a very champagne mindset on a beer budget. All right? We have to live lavish. We have to have the best of the best things, You see, we might broke and pauperize, but if you go America, we now look for a low rental place. We have to the best of the best. I don't saw all Jamaica. So I think just by looking at you and your story and your experiences and all of that, I think that's kind of like what's kind of like has triggered this reaction from the local people because they're just like, Ras, but that girl that come from foreign
but
and
I think they also don't understand that like I'm not on vacation because it is different. Like if I had come, like if I was working really hard 12-hour shifts every day in the UK and I had come here for a month as my one holiday for the year, then I wouldn't be necessarily doing the same thing. I'd probably want to spend some time sitting in Ochi by a beach. You know what I mean? Like I'm here to make content. Like I'm here because I want to show the stories from Downtown Kingston, like because I think it's interesting and because I want to expand my content. And do you know what I mean? Like I'm not on holiday. Like it is different.
It's work purposes. Like me.
Yeah, like this is my lifestyle. Like I move around and I vlog. And so do you know what I mean? I understand then some of the reactions, if they don't understand that context, it is a bit different. Like they think I'm earning a British salary, so they think that my budget, but I assume they think that I'm earning like a British salary, right, which would allow for me to stay in a much more expensive place than I did. Like they don't necessarily know that like my like base like salary or whatever from social media is like 500 US a month. Like they don't know all of that, so I understand then why they might have had that reaction. But I think if they knew more, it wouldn't be so crazy.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
I get what you mean. Do you find that you identify more with our culture and like, you know, our way of life and how we're, you know, deal with things as opposed to like, you know, your background, like, you know, because you said you come from a place of like privilege, right?
Yeah.
So do you find that you identify more with like Caribbean culture?
I feel like it's really easy to get cancelled on this topic. So I would say like there are definitely certain ways in which I feel more comfortable in the Caribbean. For example, like I'm a person who I love to like be really opinionated and have like a good like debate and like, you know, have a debate or slam my hand on the table and like, you know, get like really passionate about if it's politics or whatever it is. And I feel like that's really accepted like in this culture to kind of, and then 5 minutes after you're back being like friends. Whereas like in England, I feel like I more might be likely to like offend someone because I debate in that manner, you know? So that's like one just example of like something that makes me feel like I can be more myself here because, you know?
Yeah, because we're very politically incorrect. Like a Jamaican would just be very direct. They'll speak your mind. Like
exactly. And well, fun fact, I'm actually autistic.
Oh, you really?
Yeah, I'm like high functioning autistic. I have like a diagnosis. So obviously like, well, not obviously, but like one autistic like thing is that we often get in trouble for like being too direct because we see the world in a very like matter of fact direct way.
Yeah.
And so I genuinely feel like I can be myself more here because me being direct here actually is normal. Whereas like, so I say like Jamaica is autistic friendly because like on a real, and like, you know, here you can just, even conversation wise, like here you can just bring up like a random thing, like you can just point out like a random thing here to like a stranger in the route taxi and it'll be like normal. Whereas like in England, if you start pointing out a random thing to someone on the bus, they'll send you to like the mental hospital.
Are
do
you
you know
okay?
what I mean? Yeah.
Are you okay? What's wrong with you?
So I feel like I could just kind of be a bit more myself like here. You know, in the Caribbean there's a culture of like, you don't necessarily have to be like doing anything, like as in I can just like go by like my friend's shop or something and just like sit there and we can just like listen to music, and that's like an activity in itself. Like I feel like in like England you always need to be like doing something, like oh yeah, we're gonna meet up, but like what are we gonna do? There needs to be this like official like plan. But like here, if I just come to your shop and just check you, we don't even have to say that many words. Like I can just be in your presence and like that's an activity in itself. Do you get what I mean? Like, and I don't really know how to like vocalize
No, I get what
everything that I like about being here, but I really, like I said, I'm obsessed with markets because it feels so much more like of a human connection to like buy my oranges from someone who either grew them or went themselves to wholesale buy them from the market, or you know, to have I get to pick my oranges and put them in the bag and put them on the scales, and you know, the way how like you can buy food here, or even from the ITIL shop, I'm seeing her cook it right there, you know. Whereas like in England, if I'm buying food, really it's from like the supermarket where it's all in this plastic packaging, all the oranges look perfect, none of them are green. Like if I'm going in a restaurant, I'm not seeing in the kitchen. So I feel like there's way more like human connection like in the Caribbean, especially in like the more market type, more like working class like neighborhoods, you know. And that just makes me feel like alive. Like I don't know, like when I go to the market and like I get to pick out my fruits and have all these interactions with the vendors and go home and put it all on the thing, like I feel so good about like putting that in the fridge, like because the whole, and then I feel so good eating it, like I feel so good making my smoothie with that because I'm thinking of where I bought it from. And I don't know, like I know it's like small things, but to me like that just literally makes me happy in life. Like, and I literally just think I will probably like try and spend most of my life like in the Caribbean. Like I still want to travel to way more places, but like I just know that the Caribbean is like where I feel the most happy, and I just really appreciate those really small things, and even just all the funny interactions you have on the street in the Caribbean. Like, you know, if you're walking and you're drinking a smoothie, this random man will be like, oh, you're not sharing? Like, you know, and then you might have like a laugh about how you're not going to share your smoothie with him. Like, you know, you can just laugh with like strangers.
You might look you.
I know, but I know, okay, but it's still funny. Like, do you know what I mean?
Funny.
Like, to me, it's possible for you to want to get my panty and it still be funny. If you go about it in the right way. Do you know what I mean?
Fair.
If you go about it in the wrong way, it's not funny. But if you just...
And I share...
Yeah, and then I might be like,
you can't give me some of your food.
yeah, and I'll be like, no, I'm hungry. And they'll be like, oh, but I'm hungry too. And I'll be like, no, but I'm more hungry. Bye. Like, it's just like funny. I don't know.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
like,
That's
because
fair.
it's like in England, you just this tunnel vision, walk down the street, like, or even like in England, you'd probably be seen as weird, even if you like compliment. So, for example, like if I'm walking and you see like my sneakers and you think they're really cool, like you could just like say that, like here, Whereas I feel like in England, it's not even so common to like compliment a stranger or like.
It's not.
So I just feel like here, I just feel like alive with like human interaction, and it's not just because I'm foreign. Like I see other people having that same interaction. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
that's
observe
just
it
us
between other people too,
Jamaicans.
right? Like,
Yeah. I mean, as much as our Jamaicans can be crazy as hell and miserable and dirty, I will say we're warm people. We're very warm.
and funny, like
and
just like
funny.
fun.
I think we're the funniest people ever. Like, yeah.
I
for
think
real.
Jamaicans are the funniest people ever.
Thank you. And you've been in Trinidad, right?
Oh, you're trying to start something
You've been in Trinidad,
here.
right?
Yeah, you're trying
Okay,
to.
there
You're
you
trying
go.
to start
So we're the
something.
funniest, right?
You're trying to.
We're the
start
funniest.
something.
We're the
You guys are
funniest,
funniest,
guys.
and you have the
We're
sexiest
the-
accent.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Number one, Jamaica. Not you guys. Not
But that's
the
just
Trinidad.
my opinion. What do I
Not
know?
Trinidad. Not Trinidad. I'm sorry, guys.
But I love Trinidad a lot, and Trinidad, like, I love so many things about Trinidad. But
That's fair. What we're not talking about
yeah.
then today. All right. So, like, also, I want to touch on this too. What do you have to say for that, the naysayers? Like, for people that say things like, oh, this white girl, she just come and she infiltrate the country. And it's like, they might want to put like the culture vulture tag on you. What do you
yeah,
have to say to that?
not really anything, because they're welcome to their opinion. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't really feel a need to like say anything, because they are genuinely welcome to their opinion. And like, if somebody is of the opinion that maybe they don't want any foreigners to come to Jamaica, like, they're welcome to that opinion. Like, others may dispute that, because others may say, no, we want the tourism or we want the exposure. But if your opinion, you are justified to have your opinion. Do you get me? And whatever your problem is with me, if it's that I'm white, if it's that my content is monetized, so you see that I'm making money off it, or whatever, like whatever your problem is with me, you are welcome to have that problem. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, who am I to tell you not to have that problem? You're absolutely welcome to, but respectfully, if I was you and I had a problem with me, I would simply just not follow me. Like, as in, there's nothing more you can really do, or you could like try and do something bad to me. But like on like a normal, realistic level, if you don't like me, I'd recommend that you just don't follow me. Like, do you know what I mean? And I think like these people that make these like think pieces, like, oh, she's coming here, they really take the time to like really, go into it, and how I'm so problematic because I'm white and this and that, whatever. Like, what they're saying may be true, who knows? But I just think that I'm not the biggest problem. And I just think that like, if you are really passionate about like, reversing the effects of colonialism, or whatever it is that you're passionate about, like, I think there are probably better ways to use your energy then. Like, you could go and join the people that are currently, the group that's currently protesting about the beach access stuff. I don't know if you know about them, but the JABBEM thingy, like that.
They might try privatize.
Right. So if you are really passionate about reversing the effects of colonialism, I reckon your time, who am I to say, but your time may be better spent than going and making a video about the beach rights rather than about Travel With Zoe. Because I mean, I wish I had such a huge influence, but I don't really. Like, that is way more important than me. Do you know what I mean? So I just think that sometimes the energy is just a bit misplaced, because the issue that you're really talking about, there's always something more you could do about that than talk about me. I'm not that influential. Do you get me? That I don't think your energy is well placed. And actually, the cause that is really underlying behind your video, I probably agree with it. Like, we can go together and campaign for the beach rights. Do you get me? So
Sure. Your response is so politically correct. My response, respectfully, fuck off, guys. Fuck off. It's not that deep. All right. She's here. She's enjoying the culture. I've never gotten like culture vulture vibes from you at all. Like, you're just here. You're having your own experience. You're doing what you're doing, and you love it. I'm just so sick and tired of this cancel culture bullshit, where people just feel like, and sometimes they don't even know what the fuck they're talking about half the time, and they just want to try to like,
but it's okay. I don't know. It's okay.
I get it.
Like,
I find it so irritating, to be honest with you,
but
because like, for me personally, all right, this is my thing, all right, and you might disagree with me.
yeah.
You see, if you're not really actively doing something,
Well, it's kind of what I just said, right? Like,
Yeah.
why do you go and campaign for the beach rights?
do
But-
that. a lot of these people, they sit on their computers and they just like to type shit.
Yeah, well,
to
that's
try
what
to make themselves feel superior.
Yeah.
But they're not standing on the front lines. They don't stand up for anything in real life.
Was just saying. Do you get me?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's why I'm just like, just fuck off.
But then if that's what they want to, like, I just don't spend too much time thinking about them, to be honest.
Right.
And like, your opinion is the way it is because of how you've been raised and what you've observed and what you've experienced. Mine is the way I am for the same reason, and those people is the way that theirs is for the same reason. So it may be that like they're not as fortunate as us, like maybe they haven't like had the chance to be exposed to so many things, so maybe they feel a need
Such
to
a
be
pageant queen answer.
No, but like, do you know what I mean?
that.
Like, I actually genuinely am happy that I'm not them, because I don't believe that they are mentally healthy or happy if all they do, like you said, is sit there and not actually fight for the real cause, but just
There you go.
misplace their energy. Like, I don't think that I wouldn't want to be them. So from when I'd rather be me, well, why would I study them? Do you get what I'm saying?
There you
And that
go.
also goes down to even the people that try to like insult my appearance. Like, so I always have dark circles under my eyes, and don't try to tell me that I don't, because I always do. Since like teenage years, I've always been told, oh, you look tired, and obviously I used to hate it. Now I just try to embrace like everything about myself. Obviously it's still not my favorite thing about myself, but it is part of me, so okay. And you know, some people, they'll like screenshot a video of an angle or a lighting where like my dark circles look like really pronounced, and they'll put it in the comments just to like be a cunt, basically, just to like show me in my ugliest state or whatever, to make everybody laugh or whatever. And even that, like, when I just look at that, I always have to like just ask myself, okay, yeah, your dark circles may look shitty in this screenshot, right? But who would you rather be is always the question. Because no matter how ugly I look in that photo, I would always rather be the ugliest person with the biggest dark circles than a person who is trying to screenshot you to make you look ugly. I would always rather be, even if my circles are down to here, I'd rather be me than that person who's taking time out of their day to try and just like shit on another human. Do you get me? So from when I'd rather be me, it's okay, because
No, some need some of your mindset. You do yoga and them something there?
I hate yoga. I don't have the patience for that shit.
Cause me gonna tell you about your mother. Me gonna send you right up underneath your mother if you do them something. But I love you. I love your way. Your way is so much diplomatic. Like, more people should be you. Be Zoe, guys. Be Zoe. Don't be me. But anyways, I really like your tattoos, and that's the first thing I really noticed when I
thank
saw
you.
you. Yeah, they're really nice. What's your favorite tattoo piece, if you don't mind me
It's
asking?
my banana tree.
And where did you get this banana tree?
St. Lucia, because
It looks nice.
So I like to get tattoos that like remind me of the place, but aren't like broadly represented. Like, no one else might know that it's for that place. Do you get what I'm saying? So I don't want to just get like the flag or like whatever. I want to get something that reminds me of my experience there, but doesn't necessarily represent the country on a broader thing. So I got the banana trees because in St. Lucia, a lot of my favorite like hikes and stuff that I went on, it was like through fields and fields and fields of banana trees, and every time I'd look out the window I'd see like banana trees, and I ate so many bananas there. So I just like, when I look at this, I literally remember this like specific hike, which kind of went viral there too, because it was this super 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 long hike by myself. There's snakes and you're not supposed to go by yourself and whatever. So yeah, so I just like my banana tree. I find it looks clean. And
Nice, man.
I don't know.
Thing. Oh, I'm notice the sound system like tat on your thighs.
Oh,
Where you got that?
yeah, I got it in Trinidad, but that is a whole another like thing about me, which I feel like Jamaican TikTok has not discovered yet.
Yeah.
So
You like broke out and go back
no,
top.
so I feel like when they discover this, I'm not sure what's gonna be there. Yeah. So basically, I really don't know what they're gonna think. So like about 2 years ago when I was in Trinidad, so sometimes I interview people like music artists or different people, and so I had like a phase of trying to interview a lot of artists at this time in Trinidad. So I was interviewing this artist, his name's Aaron Duncan, he's a soca artist in Trinidad. And he has a home studio, so we did the interview in his studio. And halfway through the interview or whatever, he's like, right, why don't you make a song? You're in my studio, you make a song. I was like, no, I can't dance, I can't sing. I'm not like a performing person. That's awkward for me. Like, I'm awkward with that stuff. Like, no. He's like, come on. Da, 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 da. So in the end, I was like, right, fine. Because I'll kind of like do anything for a TikTok, you know? Like, not anything, but like, I'll just do something once.
Anything. Okay.
Like, I'll experience something that's embarrassing for me once for the sake of like going out my comfort zone and doing a TikTok, and just, I want to experience everything in this life, you know? So I was like, you know what? Fine. When else am I going to get a chance to have a song with an actual like artist in Trinidad that I've listened to
So
before?
you have a song.
Let me tell you the story. So he's like, right. I said I'll do it only if you'll do it as like a collaboration with me. I'll do a song with you. He's like, fine, deal. What do you want to sing about? I know this is a music video.
Kind he done a call me I did. Lần là con. Lần là con bạc. Chẳng lần là con bạc. But flying with birds. Every day I can sing go as just for you and like that, but you have and you my mom can't come in sorry and you really think you got I'll be investing my house in the ground. Say I'm a mom, even though it's about I'm gonna stay single. Oh yeah, round.
Wow.
I had people shouting from their cars every day in Trinidad, no man. I had to be like, no stress. Like all the time on the street, in the supermarket, they'll be like, sing for me.
Wow.
I'm not joking.
So you are like, you're a big artist, man, in Trinidad. I'm thinking about tell me say you're a big artist. Wow.
So then after that, like that one went viral for being funny, you know? Like it kind of went viral. That was my first 1 million views on TikTok, was that original one clip we posted.
Wow.
And then I think because it was so unexpected and funny, because it's like funny, right? Like I can't sing and like it's just not my thing. So I think it's a bit catchy, like the whole no man, no stress, I just want to zest. So like it just kind of went like viral.
So you don't see music in your future?
Well, like I said, I have like 10 songs and like I feel like it was a phase. So this tattoo represents that phase. That's how we got on this topic. Because it was like a really fascinating phase because I got to learn a lot about the industry and be in studios of people who I like used to listen to. I mean, some of the artists that wanted to make songs with me were more like up and coming, but some of them, they didn't want to use my platform. They already were actually like, I don't know if you know who. Do you know Classic Fresca Bar? He sings "When the Rum Tell You You're a Big Dancer."
Him?
I have a song with him. You want to play it? The lyrics of this are like so hilarious. I have to like hide my face.
If your pussy got scream.
And by the way, some people are like, oh, she didn't write those lyrics. They're forcing her to sing those lyrics. No, I wrote every single one of my lyrics. Okay.
Oh, okay. You hear that? You hear that? No ghostwriter around here.
But yeah, this is very hilarious.
Good pussy cannot play when I lay man. If your pussy good, scream out to them, girl. If your pussy good, if your pussy good, if your pussy good, scream out to them, girl. Good pussy cannot play when I lay man. If your pussy good, scream out again, girl. If your pussy good, good pussy, girl. Rock it, bro. Come on, girl. Rock it, bro. Rock it, bro. Good pussy, girl. Rock it, bro.
You're consulted to me. My pussy's so good, better than a gold chain. My pussy's so good, you want a tattoo with my name. My pussy's so good, you wait outside in the rain. My pussy's so good, you want me take your surname. But if you get a good pussy girl, what you gonna do? So many men waiting, you have to go in the queue because this pussy only get 5-star reviews. When you finish, I know you're gonna say thank you.
You've lived many lives.
I've lived many lives.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you differently now.
Yeah, so Nevada, I'm waiting. Bring me to the studio.
Movada, Cartel. We have Travel With Zoe in Jamaica. Link her up. Speaking of DMs, has anybody, who's the most like famous person that slid in your DMs?
Do you mean on this trip or in my life?
In your life.
Can't really remember, but yesterday.
Come on, you must get
No, I
famous.
genuinely.
Alright, on this trip.
Okay,
then,
so
let's
on
narrow
this
it down.
trip, this today, Dovey Magnum sent me a message, and I was like, oh my god, because I like her song. Ball out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Olivia.
Yeah.
Wow.
So and also yesterday, Adiana Palmer followed me.
Oh.
As in literally, Babs Cartel daughter followed me. So do you think I should message her and be like, please, can I make content with your dad? Like,
Listen, I mean,
is
that's
that weird?
yeah, listen, I mean, I feel like he'd be down with that. I think he'd be down. Maybe I can mix that content, tag him in it, or maybe you can get like your followers to tag him in.
But honestly, like,
That'd be dope.
I just like,
Let's see a Travel with Zoe featuring Vibes Cartel.
because he's quite funny. I feel like he's like does quite silly
Yeah.
content. He's good at the POVs, like me.
Yeah.
But to be honest, like I just have a crush on Movado, so I just want to hang out with Movado.
I mean, you know, they're gonna be battling it out on some fest, so maybe something can happen. Who knows?
Yeah.
Brand managers. Here she is, guys. Link her up. Don't let the opportunity pass by. Literally. That would be dope though. I'd want to see it.
Yeah. But I don't really reach out to people to make content like that because I feel like they might not like me. So I just wait for them to reach out to me.
You know, same thing with me to a little bit, but I've been trying to kind of get out of my shell more, you know, because otherwise you would not be sitting here right now.
Yeah.
Literally. So,
Yeah.
yeah, but I get it still because some of these influencers in Jamaica, they can be real assholes.
I don't really know, but just
feel-
generally in the world, it's like,
Well,
just-
me know, come and see them in action, so,
oh.
yeah.
But I want to do videos with Mackerel. I find her funny.
Mackerel.
I find Mackerel cute and funny.
All right. So tell me some of the Jamaican influencers that you like.
Monet and Mackerel.
Money and mackerel. Okay, so you like money and mackerel. Any
Yeah.
any others?
I don't really know that many of them, honestly. Like my For You page, when I scroll, it's not really Jamaican TikTok, but just for some reason, Mackerel came on my For You page like when she first came out with people, when she first started talking about people man nice.
I
and
like
comfortable.
mackerel and money to be honest.
Yeah.
I like them. I think they're funny. Too.
Yeah, I think they're funny too, and they seem like down to earth and like, I don't know. I feel like that.
I don't know them personally, so I can't really say, but I mean, they're cool. I think I like
Yeah.
their content. They're funny.
But I feel like me and Mackerel could like just cause a bit of havoc. I don't know. Like,
mackerel,
yeah.
please reach out to Travel with Zoe. Okay, all right.
but I want to go on like a night out with Mackerel.
You're not going to night out
Yeah.
with mackerel.
Yeah.
Blood. Right. How we at say? All right. I want. If you now do that, invite me.
Okay.
All right. Me want did up on the link too.
Okay.
All right. So in your viral video, there was a hickey on the neck. Who gave you the
Yeah.
hickey?
So someone in Jamaica, literally the night before, so I actually slept at his house. This is actually a lot of tea. I slept at his house. He dropped me. Oh no, because then everyone who saw me at the airport is gonna know. Okay. Well, yeah, someone who I saw the night before I came to Jamaica, it was him. So what's really funny, this is like breaking news. So what's really funny is that in the comments on when people have been asking me in Jamaica who gave you the hickey, I've been saying, oh no, like I got it in Trinidad, like I didn't get it here, which is obviously the truth. But what is really funny is that the person who gave it to me in Trinidad, people are then assuming that it's a Trini, right? Guess where he's originally from?
Where?
Jamaica.
There you go.
But he's been living in Trinidad like a really long time, so
Okay.
he lives there. But I think that is quite ironic. I'd be like, no, I got it in Trinidad, which I did, but from a Jamaican person who lives in Trinidad.
It's so funny though. Jamaicans fast, you know, cause all them see that. Like
I mean, it was like glaring. I have white skin. It was glaring. Like when I was at the airport, like coming, because I didn't realize he gave it to me because it was like in the dark. And then I was at the airport, like trying to start my vlog. And originally my hair was tied up, like when I was at the airport in Trinidad.
Yeah.
And I did the vlog and I was like, oh shit. So I literally, that's why my hair was down on that day. I hate to travel with my hair down because it's like annoying. I'm trying to put in the bag and my hair's in the way. Like I literally traveled with my hair down to try and cover it. Especially because I was still talking to my ex at the time. I didn't want him to see, but he's not spoken to me like since that day. So
so the little video mash up in meds, man. It piss him off.
I don't know. I don't know. He's not spoken to me since that day.
You should have said, I know icky that a mosquito bite.
Ha ha ha. Good
I know
luck.
icky that a mosquito
Yeah,
bite.
so it was him, but he's been finding it all really funny because he's been seeing the comments, and plus he finds it funny because he's Jamaican. He's like, he kind of gets the humor and everything, and
Wow.
he's like, oh no, I should have made it bigger, and oh, you know what's the one problem with it now? The one problem is that I'm not here to make it bigger again. And
Oh, the blood.
he's like, yeah, I should fly there, make it bigger so they can see it again, and they can keep chatting, and
I would Yo, I'm dead.
But yeah, I don't have a boyfriend. He's not my boyfriend, but
Okay.
we just
So
like,
you're single now?
Yeah, but with him we just literally started like linking like very like literally like a week before I came. We like started linking.
All right, so like I'm sure a lot of people sliding in the DMs now and ting.
Yeah, the way that a lot of people in this country slide in the DMs is like quite crazy.
What's the craziest DM you've gotten?
Start cocky girl, come here now.
Dude, let me just give me a minute. Give me a minute. Just give me a minute.
Like how? Like what makes you think I like to do that? Like did I tell you I like to suck cock? Like
I think there's a perception that when you're white, you're down for anything. Like
yeah, literally. I remember this one time I was walking down Moorlines Road when I was staying at this hostel in Halfway Tree, and there was this group of like 8 boys, and they were like teenagers, and they were literally following me down Moorlines Road, and they were like, "Yo, whitey, you're like so good." Like it was like 2 p.m. and all of them were like shouting to me,
2
like following.
p.m.?
Yes.
Broad daylight.
Yes. And they were talking about like how apparently I like to suck it. Like I was by myself, like trying to walk home, like on my line. It's like these 8 boys being like, "Yeah, sexy, why do you suck it?" Like what?
No, I can't. Them something
Like
alright.
sorry, but like
Them something alright at all.
I just feel like men like overrate themselves because do you know what I mean? Like I'm sure your hood is not even that great. Like.
I'm speechless. I'm not gonna lie.
But I also like it's whatever. Like I don't really open most of my DMs. I just like scroll through, and then if it looks like it might be something official, like it looks like a business account, or if I can see the preview of the text, like yours that says, "Oh, I have a podcast," like I'll click on it. But if it just says like "Hi, babes" or whatever, then I just like scroll past. So,
wow, I'm speechless, man. I never know say I saw them. The new youths them a behave nowadays.
yeah. Well, that was 10 years ago, but
That was 10 years ago.
I mean the one on Moorlines Road when they were like following me talking about if I suck it. But yeah. And even like I remember this bus conductor when I was taking a bus conductor, like the is he called a conductor? Yeah, the conductor.
Oh, the bus
right.
conductor.
Right,
Okay.
this bus conductor when I was taking the town, but like again, the year when I was selling the slippers, when I was taking the town, but again, like 2 p.m. whatever, from Halfway Tree to town, and I was like sitting on the bus waiting for it to move, when they're making it go back and forwards, waiting for it to move. And it had like this bus conductor, and literally in front of everyone on the bus, he was like, it's actually not funny. He was like, "Yo, white in one give on backers right now," like on the bus, like in front of everyone.
The conductor said this to you.
Yes, the literal conductor who was literally working at like 2 p.m. on a full bus.
Boy, honestly, I can't justify it, but that's just how they communicate. Like if them see a girl with them like and them nice, them say, "Yo, baby, man, you alright? No me that holy and give you 2 fuck," Like that's just how they are.
Yeah, but
man.
the thing is, I don't like really care that much.
Yeah.
If they're not like actually creepy, like it's like the ones that are like following me on Moorlines Road, like that's not funny because you're like following me.
Yeah,
but like if do you know what I mean? Like sometimes it just depends on the vibe. Like sometimes it can be like funny. It just depends on the vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but wow. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna go away anytime soon. Cause that's just how a lot of like men, them interact with women. Them see somebody then like them, I say,
Yeah, but once they don't start like following you or they don't, like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Like once they're not like too like aggressive or whatever, then
it's
as long as
fine.
you just walk past, then
All right.
I mean,
So are you currently
know.
like looking, or are you just content with being single? How that
yeah.
go?
I mean, I only broke up with my boyfriend in January, and that was like from like over a year like relationship. So for me personally, I can't just jump from like one relationship to another. Usually when I go through a breakup, I want to like be single for a while because to be honest, I usually still think about that person for like a long time, because for me, like if I actually liked you, I would still think about you. Do you get what I mean? So me and him were literally still talking up until like I got the thing. So
Probably mash up your meds.
it wouldn't be appropriate for me to like jump into another relationship now. But the guy that gave me the thing, I like him and like we're talking and
Okay, all right, but so
so I'm not like looking. And also here especially because my TikTok's like blowing up a bit here.
Yeah.
I'm really like busy and I'm really motivated to like keep making content every day. So and genuinely like I don't know about you, but like if I meet someone who I like and then we start hanging out or whatever, time just disappears. You'll go to their house at like I don't know, let's say it's 6 p.m. and you think you're just gonna stay 3 hours, but then before you know it, it's like 2. Like if I like someone, like time just like flies, and I don't have that time to waste here. Do you get me? Because every day is like a chance to make new content, and like I need to grow my platform. Like the amount of followers I have, it's not enough. Like I need to get like 1 million followers on TikTok hopefully at one point, you know. And so every day like counts. To me, I don't really take like days off, like really from content. I'm not saying never in my life, but like I try to avoid it.
So you mostly focus on content now, growing your brand rather than like being in a relationship or dating.
Yeah, and especially like here, because I'm only here till the 27th of April, so I'm only here for like 3 more weeks. So even if I did meet someone who I liked or whatever, it's not even like, how would I even see them again? So it just wouldn't even. And plus, like, I'm literally the guy that gave me the hickey. Like, we're literally like talking, like as in we like video call at night, and you know what I mean. So like,
so him kind of have your little time, you know.
Yeah, like, so why I'll prefer to video call him rather than like meet some random guy here, like, you know.
I gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Zoe, you know, it was a real pleasure, like, just getting to chopping it up with you. Thank you so much for coming on to the pod. I really appreciate it. But before we go, do you have anything you want to say to the listeners, the viewers out there?
Just like, it's been so fun. Kind of going a bit viral here or whatever. I think, well, like I said, I think Jamaican people are so funny, and I feel like you guys kind of understand me. Like, you know, in a lot of the comments, like, I actually really feel the love, like, from you guys, and I feel like, you know, I have my followers from Trinidad, I have my followers from Guyana, and now I feel so happy to like have followers from Jamaica, not because it's like more followers, well, obviously that is good, but I mean, you guys are so funny. I feel like you actually appreciate me for like who I am, and I feel like that's like a nice feeling, and I don't know, I genuinely like love these new followers, and this is like the first time in such a long time that I've got like this group of new followers that I feel like I just really love them, and I think they're so funny, and like I appreciate their humor, and like, yeah, I just really love my new followers so much, and it feels really like empowering to feel like I'm being like kind of understood for like who I am, and I don't know, it's just felt really nice actually, because I know like you don't know the people personally, right, but like you still feel a vibe of them, like when you go on the live and you see what they're saying, I mean, you look in the comments, like you still feel a vibe like from them, and yeah, like it's been so nice like so far, and I hope that I'll continue to like meet more people like through this, like in Jamaica, and hopefully, you know, make enough connections that it will be easy for me to like keep coming back, and like, you know, I already love Jamaica, it's my 7th time here, but I feel like I still really love it, and you know, I really hope that I can have like a, you know, like a deeper relationship with the country of Jamaica, like as my life goes on. So yeah, like just thanks for like appreciating my content, and you know, I hope I get to like meet some of you guys like on the street or whatever.
Maybe I can do a meet and greet one day.
Oh, I always think no one would come.
I'm sure.
Like in a few countries, people have been like, "Oh, do one," and I'm so scared because my worst nightmare is doing that, and then no one comes. I think no one will come.
Come out and support you, man. Cause right now you run the place, man. Everybody wanna meet you and just, you know, probably take pictures with you and thing. You never know, man.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's something to think about.
No one would come. I don't know.
Yeah, you're going. All right, guys. Well, thanks again for tuning in, guys. You don't know it already. Big up on yourself, bless up, and yeah, stay safe. All right.